girl fling the jazz up, things like it toss up. You forget wash up, you forget mash up. Baby just grind on the cocky like a pasta, pasta. She a drag the cocky like a rasta, slaughter. She want me cuff like the fucking police. She a beg me for fuck her please.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, you want to hit that subscribe button because this channel is full of tea, drama, and story times. And I'm a chick from Brooklyn. Everybody loves a chick from Brooklyn, and that's on period. If you can hear a little like noise, that's my AC. I was gonna turn it on to record this video, but it's mad fucking hot and the bitch will be in here under this light sweating, and we're not giving that. I know y'all probably shocked, but if you haven't seen my last video, I know this color is like whoa there, because I know some of y'all only watch my story times and you probably don't have me on social media, so y'all see me with this bright ass blue hair. But I mean, it's cute. It was a vibe, you know. I had it for 4 days. I'm taking it out only because, as you guys know, I'm doing a little bit of interviews and stuff, and this is not really professional to show up with cotton candy blue hair when you're trying to get a job. I mean, you should be able to express yourself, but that's another story for another day. We're not here for the chatting. So, as you guys can see by the title, I've been putting this story off for so long. Like, this is a story that I wanted to do since I first started making story times, but I was just so scared. Like, I'm still kind of nervous about making a video about this company because I don't want no backlash, but I'm gonna try to mask the name of the company as good as I can. But if you are smart, you can use the context clues and try to figure it out. Hopefully they don't try to sue my ass. I don't got $1 for them motherfuckers. But as y'all know, if you see my long ass live stream, you know about my little notebook where I write down points of my story so I can tell the story better and not drag it out. So if you guys see me looking down or picking up the book at any time, it's just me trying to figure out where I'm at in the story, because honey, this shit is jam-packed. It might even be 2 parts. So I'm just gonna give you guys some background about how I even started working for this company to begin with. Before I started working for this company, I did a lot of retail jobs such as Macy's, like I told you guys in my other story time about my experience with Macy's. And then after Macy's, I was working at Century 21. And at this time is when I really started getting into makeup and beauty, like heavy on the makeup and beauty. Like really was putting on eyeshadow. Really was putting on eyeshadow every day to go nowhere. I'm talking about smoky eye. That was my vibe. Like, I was really in love with makeup. That's when makeup was heavy on the YouTube scene, so I would just be on YouTube all day just learning how to do makeup. So when I was working at Century 21, I would go to work full glam, and I was trying to work in the beauty department at the time, but they didn't have any positions, so I was working at Kids. And I was speaking to my coworker one day, and they was like, girl, you mad pretty. Like, I feel like this place, like this department is not it for you. And I was like, but they don't got any space in the beauty department. She was like, girl, you need to try to expand and try to apply for jobs more beauty related. That way, like, you can feel, you will be more connected in the field. You will like working there because you're all about beauty. So I started applying to little places like MAC counters, Sephora counters. At the time, I was like 18 and I was not getting hired. Like, I wasn't even getting an interview, honey. Like, they was not hiring me. But I started expanding my job search from just it being makeup and hair to like other beauties, like esthetician offices where I can work, you know, customer service, answering phone calls. And then I came across this company, so I applied to it. So for the sake of this video, we're gonna call this company Australian Fax Center, okay? So if you're not a dummy, you can probably figure it out. It's a big franchise all over the United States, so I'm sure there's one or a few in your state. Put 2 and 2 together and make 4, baby. So I applied for Australian Fax Center, and I was someone that was getting service there all the time. So the first thing that came into my head, like, oh, if I could work there, you know, I'm gonna be going there and getting services for the low, like for the low, because honey, they is expensive. They was very expensive. I applied, and when I applied, I thought I wasn't gonna get accepted in like all the other places I've applied to. Didn't want me, so I'm like, they probably not gonna take me. So I applied for the location that was near King's Plaza. If you're from Brooklyn, you know what I'm talking about. It's near King's Plaza, which is fairly close to me. So I was like, yeah, I hope they call me back. And lo and behold, a week or so later, I got a call back for an interview at this location. So I was super excited. I was so excited that when I started going to Century 21, like, I stopped giving a fuck about work, because I'm like, I got a fucking interview for a place that I want to work at. Like, fuck y'all, I'm out of here. Like, I was trying to do whatever in there because I just knew in my head I was gonna get hired at Australian Fact Center. I just knew it. So then I went to the interview. The lady who interviewed me, we're gonna call her Angel. Angel was fairly young. I wouldn't say young like my age, but you could tell she had like a few years on me. Nothing too crazy. I was used to working with people that was always way older than me, especially at Century 21 because I was only 18. So she was cool, you know. The interview went well. I went full clam. The interview went well, and it was smooth, and she just let me know off the bat. I don't remember if she let me know if I got hired off the bat, but she did. She was insinuating like, oh, I'm gonna let you know the next steps. And usually when they tell you I'm gonna let you know the next steps, they're letting you know like, we like you, you're gonna get hired, we're gonna tell you what you gotta do next before you start. So cool. At the time, she let me know the rate of pay, which was minimum wage at the time, but the job was commissionable. And my title, I forgot to let you know, the title, the position that I applied and got hired for was a guest service associate, which you basically book reservations, you check people in and out, and so on and so forth. But it was commissionable, and it was commissionable because us as guest services associates, we had to sell customers packages, and those packages can range anywhere from, I believe, $200 to over $1,000. And it's just, once you sell the package, I believe you only got 10% or 8% of it, but we did have it was a goal-oriented job. Keep that in mind. I never worked a commission job besides Macy's before, and the way that Macy's handled their commission, the dynamic was a little bit different, and I was hitting goal all the time, so I didn't think I would make a problem hitting goal at this place. And plus, one thing about me, I'm about my money. So commission, if I know there's commission jobs, to me it's like, if I know there's an opportunity for me to make money or maximize the amount of money I'm making, listen, I'm a hustler. I'm a do what I gotta do to make that bread. So I didn't think it was gonna be any issues with me hitting goals or anything like that when she explained it to me. Okay, so fast forward, I believe it was a week or so after my interview, I was let known to come to orientation. So I came to the orientation at the location. At the orientation, I met, because at the time that they were hiring guest service associates as well as servicers. I didn't want to say exactly what it was because this is the Australian Fact Center, so I can't tell you exactly, you know. But basically there were servicers, and I knew one of the servicers there. We actually went to church together, so I was a little bit comfortable, like, oh, okay, we're starting a job together and we are already familiar with each other. As well as her, there was another person. For the sake of this video, we're gonna call her Tia, and she was around my age. She was a guest service associate as well. I think it was only me and her. If I'm not mistaken, it was only me and her in that orientation that was starting at that time. So the orientation was pretty much simple. She just went through she as in Angel just went through the handbook, the rules of the company. But there was a couple of things that stood out to me. While she was giving us the rules of the location and the rules of the company, she kept emphasizing it's a drama-free space, gossip-free space. If you get caught gossiping or anything like that, you will be terminated. Now, I never in a professional setting ever heard them say like, oh, drama free, gossip free, because I'm used to working in big spaces. So that was another thing. I'm used to working in big stores, big department stores, big retail stores, where it's like, it's hard for you to gossip with everybody in the building because it's so many people working there. You probably won't even see everybody that work there on a regular. So I've never been in a situation where someone had to emphasize it's gossip free, and it didn't even register to me that I'm gonna be working at this location with only about what 10-11 people, and it's all females. So that stood out to me, that it's an all-female workspace, and that she's emphasizing that it's drama free and gossip free, and that you would be terminated. I knew when I was coming here, the last thing I wanted to do was get involved in any drama or anything like that, because I'm here about a check. I never had any issues like that, any work related issues in my past jobs, because I go to work for a check. I don't even make friends at work. Like, I go make money, and I did up till now. I'm really like that still at work. Another thing that stood out to me in the orientation was her saying that me and Tia are gonna be like the only guest service associates, and for the moment at the location she has been using someone from another location to be a guest service associate as well as a store manager. So Angel was the district manager, so she overseed multiple locations in Brooklyn, but we also had a store manager. But at the time, the store manager had to work as a guest service associate because they had no staff. So that's another thing that stood out to me, because why don't y'all have anybody? And this was not a new location. At first, when she was saying, oh, they don't have nobody for those positions, I was thinking, oh, you know, when it's a new location, you got a new store, you gotta recruit people to this area, you gotta find people. But no, that location was open for some time, and I know that because I've been serviced there before. So I was kind of confused when they said they didn't have people, even down to, even down to the servicers, they didn't have any people. They had like 3 girls. So she was letting us know that she's gonna be hiring, and if we know people, you know, that want a job, she's looking for people. And that stood out to me too, because I'm like, where everybody at? Like, I ain't got nobody.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
So anyways, after the orientation, like I told you guys, I trained for like 1 day. I trained for like 1 or 2 days, and then I went on my vacation. Mind you, when I trained for 1 or 2 days, it was only me and that other person that she borrowed from another location on shift, and it was 6-hour shifts, and there were 3 shifts you can work. So the earliest you can work is 8 a.m. and the latest you can work is 8 p.m. and sometimes you can do overtime, which way you work 12 hours straight. But being that I was new and I was still in training, when I was supposed to be training, I was working like a full-blown employee because they had no staff. Listen, I'm a fast learner. I catch up. You don't gotta train me too long, but I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like you can't expect me to do the duties of someone who's been working here mad years when I just started 2 days ago, and that was the pressure that was applied to me. But whatever. Remember I told you guys I had to go on a family vacation. We was going to St. Lucia for a week. So after my 2-3 days of training, I went to St. Lucia for a week, and then I came back. When I came back from St. Lucia, there was a new person that worked there. Her name was Brandy, and me and Brandy got along like pretty quick. I feel like Brandy was familiar with who I was, you know, based off of Facebook and stuff. And then we realized that we had the same birthday. Me and her share the same birthday, so you know, we was bonding over that. But I was basically getting back into the working habits. You know, I was only away for a week, so not much should have changed in the week. But I realized Brandy was only there for like 2 days, a day or two, and she was doing certain things, and I was asking her like, why are you doing this? Because I wasn't told we had to do that. And she was like, oh, Tia told me I have to do it. Mind you, we was in front, like it was a few of us at the time standing in front when we were having this conversation. She was basically saying like Tia gave her these list of tasks to do, and she was basically insinuating that Tia is higher than us or something like that. Like she was trying to say like Tia was making it seem like she the manager in this bitch, so she was telling her what to do. So I simply just stated like, she's not a manager, bro. Me and her started the same day, like last week, and I didn't like how she just coming in here and you see a new person, you just telling them what to do. Like, we all learning at the end of the day, so that was weird to me. Like I said, it was a few of us standing there at the time, so when I made the statement, everybody agreed with what I had to say, and it wasn't no shade, it wasn't me being messy or nothing like that. I was just confused, like, what did I miss out in a week that shorty felt like she could boss people around? Like, how you bossing people around? We just started last week. But whatever. I don't know what made people think that I was giving shade, but I left that day from work. I came back the next day, and Tia found herself pressing me. Because first she texted me, because we had each other number, and she was like, I gotta talk to you when I come to work. So I'm like, what she gotta talk to me about, girl? We not friends. So I'm in the break room, and shorty came and made a scene or whatever, steps in the break room like, oh, you got a problem with me? You got a problem with me? I'm just like, whoa, 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 whoa. I don't even know you. Like, I don't have a problem. She was like, oh, because I was told when I wasn't here, y'all was standing in the group talking about me. I was like, nobody was talking about you. I said that you have this essence, you want to boss people around, and we all started, we're all learning. It was just the tone that she was giving people. It was very bossy, very like, do this because I said so. And I was letting her know it's the way you were saying it and the way people were saying that you was telling them what to do. I was just a little bit confused, ma, because you just started working here last week and so did I. So how do you know so much to be telling anybody anything? So that's when shit started. Like I told you, I'm gonna say it was only a month and it was already some shit with me. Like already some shit with me. So after that first time, I just was like, you know what, I'm about my bread. I'm not even gonna slip and open my mouth to nobody about nothing that's going on in this building, because y'all bitches in here is clearly weird and y'all want drama, because everybody was standing there agreeing, but somebody still found their way to run back and tell her I was trying to talk shit when I really wasn't. I just don't like when people be, girl, you make the same as me, we on the same type of timing, don't overwork yourself, relax. Now that was only the beginning of Tia's bossy's attitude. And remember when I told you guys that we had a store manager? Our store manager ended up being pregnant, or I don't know if she was already pregnant when I started working there. So she would call out like every day. Like literally I never seen that lady, like, until one day Angel came to the store and let us know that she was let go. And Angel said that she would just focus her energy on our store, even though she's a district manager. She'll focus her energy on our store until she finds someone to replace the store manager. So at the time, I believe that Tia took that as an opportunity to dick ride, and I'm being blatant, to dick ride Angel, because she wanted to be a manager. So she was doing the utmost. Like, I'm telling you, kissing ass to the bone. She was doing stuff she wasn't even getting paid to do. She was basically managing the store for nothing. Like, literally no pay increase, no extra benefits, nothing like that. She was just walking around the store acting like she runs shit. Like, when a customer would come in with an issue and ask to speak to a manager, she would present herself like, what is the issue? And it's like, girl, you're not the manager. She also wanted to tell everybody what to do, how to do it, and she was spending a lot of time outside of work with Angel, which I felt like was unprofessional, only because it started creating a bond, like a weird ass bond between the two. So it will be, remember, me and Tia had a conflict, so now I started feeling like she was projecting her issues with me onto Angel, and Angel was treating me bad because she had this friendship with Tia outside of work, which is unprofessional, because as my manager, you shouldn't, anything should not be, it should not be no personal issues for me at the end of the day. Like, it's work. Now, I used to text my friends all the time and say that I felt like it was an alliance forming in the store against me, because if Tia is kissing Angel's ass and Angel's the district manager, so Angel is treating me a type of way, everybody that works there, they're gonna kiss Angel's ass because that's their boss. So if she's treating me a type of way, everybody's gonna treat me a type of way. And I started feeling like there was an alliance forming against me, and I realized that because it was some weird stuff going on. I swear to God, it was so much weird stuff going on. I would be at work every day, they will find an issue. Like, first of all, if you close, basically if you open, shit has to be done a certain way, and if you close, shit has to be done a certain way. So when I would close, sometimes I would be closing by myself, and when you close, some of the duties is like cleaning up the store, mopping. I would do all that shit by myself. And when I come back in the morning, Angel would be like, oh, somebody wrote an email saying that the floor wasn't mopped, the room wasn't clean, and I know that I did it in my heart. So I started feeling like people was doing this shit like because they did not like me and was trying to get me fired from the space. But still, I still worked. Through all the confrontation, I was still working, but I was very uncomfortable in the workspace. And at the time I was working, I was trying to find other work because I was feeling very uncomfortable at work, and I felt like at any given moment they was gonna just find a reason to fire me, which happened, but we're gonna get there. So another thing I had an issue with working there. Remember I told you it was a commission job, and there was packages ranging from $200 to $1,000, and we all had a goal that we had to meet. Like I said, I had no issues with commission working in any other jobs, but the goals, I felt like the goals they were setting for us at that location was unrealistic. The reason I say that is because the 3 Brooklyn locations, one is by Kings Plaza, the other one is downtown Brooklyn, and the other one is like in Park Slope. Downtown Brooklyn is a busy area, you get what I'm trying to say? So of course they're gonna meet different goals. The type of crowd we got was like, I don't want to say ghetto because that's not realistic. Basically, we just didn't get the same crowd that the other locations got, and we didn't get consistent customers. Like, people would come to us and get one service, like, oh, it's my birthday, let me get this, or I'm going on vacation, let me get this. We wouldn't get people that would continuously come. So it was hard to sell packages to people that's only coming one time, because these packages is for you to buy. You basically spend your lump sum for cash and you get to come as many times as you want for the year, or whatever case may be. A lot of these people did not want that because they don't come often, so it was hard to hit goals. So it was a time I saw Tia, she was selling the minimal packages to hella people for her commission. Now the minimal package, the $200 one, it was considered a student pass, and we were supposed to verify by seeing student IDs and stuff like that to make sure they were students. But one day I saw Tia selling them packages to like mad people, old people, young people, so to hit her commission, and she was getting congratulated for hitting her goals. So I'm like, oh, we could sell this. So I'm over here trying to sell the $1,000 packages when we could just sell the student packages to anyone. I bet. So I started pushing on the student packages, and I started selling, and I started hitting my goals. One day I hit my goals or whatever, and I see my check. And oh, there's another thing. If someone cancels their memberships, they take the money back from you, so you don't make that commission. Because some people at the time when you're pressuring them to buy a package, they're with it, but after they go home, they realize they don't really need the package, so they will cancel it. And once they cancel it, it gets taken back from you. So one day I got my check, mind you, I know I hit my goal because I kept checking my pay, checking my commission rate. I know I hit my goal, but when I got my check, I'm looking at it and it's looking really skimp. So I went to Angel and I'm like, I don't see my commission in this check. And Angel was basically like, oh, all the packages you sold, we had to cancel them or something like that. She was like, because you kept selling student packages to other people that's not students. You didn't verify. You don't have no proof of verification that they're students. So we had to contact them and let them know they can either upgrade to the regular package or we will have to cancel their membership. So I'm like, what the fuck? So when it's me, y'all doing that. But Tia, she was selling them shits down. She was making her money. So that's when I really started to realize, okay, they're really trying to sabotage me in here. Like, they trying everything. Yeah, I get it. I'm not supposed to be selling this shit if it's not students. But if you're gonna take it away from me, you better take it away from Shorty too, because she's doing the same thing. That was that funny shit. So fast forward, we end up getting a new store manager, because we didn't have a manager for so long, and Tia was playing boss, but she was not boss. We got a manager, and the manager was super sweet. She was a sweet lady. She was somebody that used to work as a servicer there, and I feel like Tia took advantage of her being sweet and would boss her around, bossing the store manager around. Now I think also Tia did not like the store manager because the store manager was sweet to me, because she was sweet, and you know, like I said, everybody in the store already had made their opinions about me. They wasn't jacking me or whatever. So anytime I wanted to do something, it was so fucking hard. Like, if I had to leave early, if I had to call out, if I had to switch a shift, they will make that shit so difficult for me. Like, they will make it so hard. They will be questioning me, why, what you need to do, like just doing mad weird shit. And it was so obvious that they was doing it because they didn't like me. So another thing I found out, this is how I found out that Tia and Angel was gossiping about me, which is unprofessional, because like I said, when I first started working here, Angel made it clear that it was a gossip-free location. So this is how some of the signs I knew I was being talked about. So my location at the time, we had the biggest location, even though we didn't get the most traffic. So whenever the district manager needed to do meetings with like all the managers in all the other stores, they would come to our location. So one day all the managers came or whatever, and I realized one of the girls from the downtown Brooklyn store, she was super cool with Tia and Angel, and she would fucking throw mad shade. Like, they would do a little gossiping, little kikiing, and little whispering about me. And you know, like, even though I can't hear what they saying, you can tell when somebody's talking about you. So they would do weird shit, and I was mad confused as to why this person that is working at a different location feel some type of way towards me because she never worked with me. And then it makes sense. Y'all all hang out together. So y'all already putting this thoughts in her head not to fuck with me. So when she comes to our location, she's all cool, giddy with everybody else. But when I say, oh, hello, good evening, she's rolling her eyes. She's catching an attitude and shit like that. And I'm like, whoa, weird.
That's weird.
When I started working there, my name was very clear. It's my first name. If you don't know, you don't know. But I introduced myself as my first name. I worked as my first name. I never asked for anybody to call me no other name. I didn't go by no other name at the job or anything like that. One day I'm at work and Angel tells me to do something. When I did it and came back, she was like, oh,
thank you, Robyn.
So I looked at her like,